Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just let me say right off the bat, thank everybody for hanging in there. I've kind of taken some time off for some personal reasons and some medical reasons, and I'm going to release a video. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to put a date on it because I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I'm going to try to release a video kind of explaining what's been going on. But if you're here for the Elvis stuff, then let's jump right in, okay? But before we do that, let me thank everybody for liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about this movie, if you're going to watch it, if you're not going to watch it. I do not plan on watching it, and I'll tell you some reasons why here in just a minute. Let me go ahead and thank my Patreon supporters. I really do appreciate it. Kathy, you've been there since the very beginning, and I really do appreciate all of your support. If you would like to help support the channel or be a Patreon, there are links in the description down below. All of it is greatly appreciated. You have no idea what it means to me. Everybody on this channel that I've interacted with the exception of a very small minority of people, have just been great. So anyway, let's jump right into this. If you'll remember, a while back, I did I guess a review of the trailer for the Priscilla movie that's coming out. I believe it's October 27th is when it's going to be released to a few theaters. And then November the 3rd, it's supposed to come out everywhere. But anyway, as you know from the trailer, I'm not fond of the movie. You could see by the last video I did, I'm not a fan. So anyway, I decided to go around the internet and kind of pick out some reviews or articles that are pertaining to the movie and its upcoming release. So let's get started with that. First off, let's take a look at Rotten Tomatoes. It says, taken from Priscilla's own memoir, the film is cunning in its teasing out of her late husband's damaging insecurities. Now, can we just get one thing straight here? Can we all agree that it's not her late husband, even though in her mind, in her distorted perception of reality, she's not his widow? He was not her late husband. He's her late ex-husband. Can we all agree and get that right? Please. All right, moving on. American Songwriter. It has been revealed that the upcoming biopic from A24, Priscilla, will not feature any music from Elvis Presley. That's right. If you're going to the movie to see it thinking you're going to get a little, sound of Elvis and you get that Elvis, music legendary icon status, you're going to go see that. You're sadly mistaken. Elvis Presley Enterprises has banned all songs by the music legend from appearing in the new film. Coppola goes on to say that they don't like projects that they haven't originated and they're protective of their brand. Coppola also said that Priscilla will feature covers of Elvis songs by Thomas Mars of the band Phoenix. Okay, I don't know who Thomas Mars is, and I've never heard of the band Phoenix. Sorry. As far as Sofia Coppola saying that they didn't allow her to use any music because they don't like projects that they haven't originated, that is crap. That is bull crap. They have licensed his music to all kinds of stuff in the past. They've licensed his image, name, and likeness to everything from keychains to probably toilet paper. I hadn't looked, but I'm pretty sure somewhere somebody's selling Elvis toilet paper. So that's just her way of trying to defend a crappy movie that EPE didn't want to back. All right. Now, let's move on to parent reviews. Why is Priscilla rated R? Did you know that Priscilla, the movie, was rated R? The Motion Picture Association rated Priscilla R for drug use and language. So that's great. Let's take the kids out to watch a nice Elvis movie. Oh, well, you can't because it's rated R for drug use. All this is telling you what this movie is going to be about. The narrative that Priscilla is trying to tell. Let's just go on a little bit more. All right. Rolling Stone. Oh, and I'd like to point out that in this Rolling Stone article, you'll see in the headline that they put an apostrophe and added an extra S to show possession when all you have to do is add the apostrophe because Elvis's name ends with an S. That's poor grammar, basic grammar, and poor journalism. That's all there is to it. But anyway, Priscilla shows Elvis's dark side. Then it goes on to say, They say you should never meet your heroes, but definitely shouldn't start romancing them in a foreign country when you're 14 to they're 24. Let them ply you with pills, dictate what clothes you wear, and trap you in a mansion while they go off to starlets and groupies. That's what they had to say. That's Rolling Stone's take on the movie. And let's go ahead and kind of rip this apart a little bit, shall we? So they said you shouldn't go romancing them in a foreign country when you're 14. Okay, well, that didn't happen. That just didn't happen. They didn't start dating until she moved to Memphis, which was in May of 63. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So they're saying that, if you read this article, you get the idea that, she was 14, he was 24, he was feeding her pills, telling her what clothes to wear, and locking her up in Graceland while he just goes off to starlets and groupies. And that's not what happened. She was never 14 living in Graceland. Never. Didn't happen. Anyway, let's move on to The Hollywood Reporter. The film's poignancy is that of a young woman overwhelmed, some might say bamboozled, into a life that is never quite real, stepping back, taking control by walking away, even though she still loves her messed up husband. Again, he was not her husband. He is her ex-husband. All right, page 6. Elvis Presley estate officials slam Priscilla film starring Jacob Elordi, just horrific. Officials from Elvis Presley's estate are criticizing the upcoming Priscilla biopic, great, now they're calling it a biopic, based off of Priscilla Presley's famous memoir, Elvis and Me, for being a money grab. The article goes on to say it feels like a college movie. The set designs are just horrific. It's not what Graceland looks like, one official told the outlet. The officials further slammed Coppola, who both wrote and directed the upcoming movie, for doing an overall horrible job. It also states in the article that the movie was produced without the estate's knowledge or consent. Didn't even get approval, didn't try, didn't let them know anything was going on. We're just going to do this and put it out there, and to hell with what they think. Even though supposedly she's the one that made Elvis Presley Enterprises what it is, and she's the one who built it up, and they just love her. A lovey-dovey there. No, it's not. She did this behind their back without them even knowing, doesn't really care if it's true or not, because she's severed her ties now with EPE. So that's done. So she doesn't care what happens. And all of those people out there saying, but she loves this and she loves that, and she did this for Elvis and she did that for Elvis in the estate. And you can clearly see here, she made an entire biography. She made an entire biopic without even getting any of their consent, without even letting them know what was going on. So let's look at the whole money grab thing again from the New York Post. Officials from the Elvis Presley estate have slammed the movie, calling it horrible and a money grab, stating this is just another example of Priscilla squeezing every dollar out of her relationship with Elvis and not caring about the ramifications, which is what I was just saying. She doesn't care. She doesn't care at all. Anyway, moving on again to Rolling Stone. Priscilla Presley clears the air about dating Elvis at 14. I never had sex with him. Now, let's get back into that. So I believe they didn't start officially dating until she moved into Graceland, which was in May of 1963, which would make her 17 or 18, depending on the actual day she moved in, because her birthday is in May. So she moved to Memphis earlier, I believe, but lived with Vernon. It wasn't until she moved into Graceland that they officially started dating. So she never dated him at 14. She never lived at Graceland when she was 14. I hate that she's got this narrative out there and all of these media outlets just keep regurgitating it without actually looking it up or checking it to see if it's fact. Which, by the way, is kind of where the media is at in this country. They just spew out whatever they want, regardless if it's true or not, because people are just going to eat it up without looking it up. All right, the consequence. Misery is Elvis Presley living a dream-turned nightmare in Priscilla. The Verge. Priscilla is Sofia Coppola back to her old tricks. And you know what? Speaking of tricks, just look at this for a minute. Let's take a look at something that's been bothering me since I first saw the trailer and shared it with all of you. Elvis's official height is listed as 6 foot even. Now, I know that varies a few inches depending on who you ask, but the official record is 6 feet. So I'm using 6 feet. Okay, now, Priscilla's official known height is 5'4". As you can see here in this graph, which I made at a site called heightcomparison.com. Awesome site, by the way. If you need to do height comparisons, check them out. It's free. Anyway, you can see here the actual difference in height that is true to real life is a height difference of just 8 inches. Now let's take a look at the fairy tale characters that they got to play Priscilla and Elvis. 2 heights, 2 people that are absolutely fabricated. The actor who plays Elvis is 6'5". Now that's 5 whole inches taller than Elvis actually was. The actress playing Priscilla is only 4'11". That's 6 inches shorter than Priscilla actually is. This is what their heights look like next to each other. Now, if you want to be blown away, if you want to see the kicker, here are the real Elvis and Priscilla's heights compared to the fabricated actors' heights that they got to play in this movie. Now look at this huge difference in height. A full 18 inches difference, not 8 that was in real life. They added a whole 10 more inches to the height. A full 1.5 feet of difference between the two. Now, why on earth would they do that? To make Elvis look like a big, strong, intimidating man, and to make Priscilla look like a small, innocent, easily intimidated little girl. Hogwash. Hogwash. I call BS. And everybody that's an Elvis fan should call BS. When you stretch the truth that far on something that is fact, that you can look it up, it's easily debunked, then I have no trust in anything else this movie has to say. Nothing, nada, zero. See how they make her out to be a petite, innocent little girl? But if you'll read in Priscilla's own words, this is what she says. It was a different time. I lived in his world. I wanted to please him. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to have fun with him. I wanted to see what it was that he liked. She goes on further to say, looking back, Priscilla says that if her parents had prevented her from dating Elvis, she would have run away. My parents were really beside themselves, she says. I basically threatened them and told them, if you don't let me go, I'll find my way. So there's your innocent 4'11" fake Priscilla, a walking contradiction to her own words. He did all these bad things to her. She highlights his dark side in this movie, tells about a dream that became a nightmare, how he picked out her clothes, forced her pills, did all this horrible bad stuff to her. But in her own words, she says she's the one that wanted to be there. She wanted to please him. She wanted to fit in. So much so, in fact, she would have ran away to be with him. What a contradicting hypocrite this woman is. So many lies, so many distortions. The truth changes depending on the time, what is socially acceptable, and who's offering the most money. She doesn't give a damn about the legacy, about what she does to his image, his name, her daughter's image and name and legacy, her grandkids. She does not care. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this. Thank everybody again for watching. Thank everybody again for liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. And folks, this is not my words. These are her words. These are major media outlets that have covered the release of this movie. known outlets, the New York Post, the Hollywood Reporter, all these, the Verge, like all these are known media outlets. And you see what they say about this movie. You see what Elvis Presley Enterprises says about this movie that they didn't even know was taking place because she didn't even disclose it to them. Anyway, I better calm down before my blood pressure starts going up. Again, thank everybody for liking, subscribing, commenting down below. If you'd like to help the channel out, there are links to do that in the description. Thank you again, Kathy, my Patreon supporter from day one. And anyway, that's going to do it for today. You let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Y'all keep TCBing, and we'll see you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye. As far as Sofia Coppola saying that EPE didn't let them use any of their music because they don't like projects that originate, that they go on to parent reviews. Why is Priscilla rated R? Did you know? Elvis Presley estate officials slam Priscilla featuring... Alright, page 6. Elvis Presley estate officials slam Priscilla film starring Jacob Elordi? Elvis Presley... Alright, page 6. But let's look at the whole money grab thing a little better. Anyway, moving on again to the Rolling Stone.